What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and today we're taking a look at the R2 Eclipse Neutron Envy. Let's get to it. So I'm back to review another disc from the 2023 Gyropalooza packs, the Eclipse R2 Neutron Envy. The names are getting to be a mouthful. But yeah, I love the Envy. Now we have another blend. We got the sweet glow rim on the black core with really sweet stamp. I like the design for that. But yeah, I figured it's what I do with all my Envies whenever I get a new one. I gotta play one disc round with it, so I wanted to go out to Tamanend Park, give it some flights, see what it does, and also I'm testing a theory I've heard tossed around that R2 Neutron, the recycled blend from MVP, doesn't go as far as the other blends in the line, so I was curious to test that out, and I figured the Envy is one of my most experienced molds. I've pretty much thrown every Envy and every plastic that's been made. Love them all, and I think I'm just, so familiar with them. If there's something funny about this one, it'll stand out to me, so let's go to Tamanend and see how it flies.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Tamin Park. It has been a while. I was here for the space race, given the R2 Eclipse Envy a throw, 173 gram. Starting off hole 1, 320 foot, little uphill. Don't think I'm getting there. First throw out the car, did a little stretching, but don't know if I have enough gas in the tank for this. Let's see. So let's just get this out there, give myself a nice easy upshot, and move on. Yep, just straight out there. Should be an easy hyzer into the basket. Gotta admit, I always underestimate the stability of new Envies. I forgot to bring a mini out with me, guys, so sorry. But let's just get this under the basket and out of here. Ooh, that is woefully short. Ew. Way more work than I should have left myself. And right off the bat, giving myself a tester. Weak first putt of the day. That is not cool. Ugly bogey to start. Hole 2, 225 feet. I've been throwing forehand like pyro at this recently. Don't know if the Envy's got enough juice there for that. We're gonna save the forehands for a little later. So I'm just gonna go, again, a little flexy shot. I actually like that a lot. Hook up. Ooh, I babied it, but I have a putt. In my defense, guys, it is really chilly out here. Touching my metal tripod, not fun. I should have brought at least an offhand glove. Got my birdie. Back to even. Hole 3, 142 feet. This is actually time to experiment because I usually throw an entropy at this one on forehand, or I rip over an Envy. And I always either go super long with the Envy turnover, or I go to the right of the target with the entropy. So I'm curious if a forehand Envy will give me that happy middle ground of the forward push, but not put me too far to the right. Ooh, yo, yeah, that's the play. Tick the branch. But should be an easy putt. Yeah, so this hole was actually my first ever forehand ace. I got it with an anode. I don't know why I stopped throwing stable putters on forehand. Because they work. Hole 4, 192 feet. So traditionally, I throw a backhand hyzer through the right gap, usually an overstate like an entropy. Kind of like just check short of the basket, settle nicely. But that forehand on the last hole felt really good. I want to try that again. So we do have this lefty line here. Basically aim at that one tree and miss it left or right. And should be cool. So just gotta watch out. There are some branches about 20, 25 feet off the ground that'll snipe you down. So I gotta stay under them or go over them. I think I'm gonna go for the lower line. Ooh. Ooh, early released it, but flipped it up. Hit that tree. All right, in the back side of the green, got lucky. Got away with one there. I think we'll see on the video. I was trying to like orient myself to walk at a bit of an angle from right to left on the tee pad, and ended up straightening myself out and following the tee pad. So missed my line, and then tried to like really come around to compensate early release 2 on top of it, but snuck through the middle island of trees there, got through these guys, and left myself a little 15, 20 footer. Steal birdies when you can. All right, hole 5, 169 feet. I always feel like if I'm going to ace this hole, it's going to be with the Envy on a good hyzer. It just misses that right tree and swings into the basket. I see some guys throwing some crazy forehand lines and just kind of going over the trees or just poking through them. Don't think I can do that with an Envy though, so let's follow the line I know. A little inside. Ooh, in the kickback, so probably not going to get this one, unfortunately. All right, see if I can dunk this in. I don't know what that was there. At the very last minute, I was afraid of just yanking to the right. I mean, I was throwing the Paradox at the space race, and I put one deep in there in the dark, which is a lot of fun. All right. But this disc definitely doesn't have a stability issue. Whew. Good line just behind it. All right. Hole 6, 141 foot downhill shot. This one's been in my head for a while now. I don't know why I've lost my ability to kind of throw the disc nose down and run the slope of the hill. I've been airing it out too much and they've just been going way left. So let's see if I can throw low again. Ooh, I like it. I really like it. Ooh, I went deep. All right, but I threw it down along the line of the hill, so I'll take that. The price we pay for ace runs. If you don't ace, you probably won't birdie either. Let's see what we got here. Got a little bit of mess up top that I don't like. I wish I could, work with that airspace. See if I can get it there. Ooh, got the plate. Tap into par. Kind of hurts to get a par on this hole. All right, hole 7, 189 feet. Way uphill. Don't know if the camera does it justice. Really like this hole. Just because I can uncork one and pretty much just go straight in the basket just because the elevation change is so great that this doesn't really get much time to work left or right. So maybe touch of anhyzer because this boy has been proving to be a bit on the stable side, overstable side. Kind of aiming. There's a tree to the right in the back there. I don't know if you can see it. Just like 5 feet to the right of the basket. It's kind of my line. Ooh, I just hit the tree. So on target. Was a little low, but I'm up there. Time to play. How interesting is this putt? Not terrible. Alright, hole 8, 221 foot downhill tunnel shot. This hole was inspired by Adam Harris of Stafford Woods. I usually throw a mid-range or a fairway driver actually just to carry the tunnel and then fade left because there's a hill. Basically, the fairway actually just come up a bit before dropping, and you have a ceiling the whole way down. So I just like to zip something mid-level just right down and get out there for a putt. It's gonna be a throw at the Envy, but I think I can get there. Got it. Woohoo! Yeah, so the ground in this landing zone is a bit interesting. To my left is a frozen swamp. To the right, about 10 feet, it's rock hard and it'll give you a big skip. So it really depends how you land, what angle you hit. This is kind of like the middle, like somewhat swampy. So I was hoping this would have skipped to the basket. I think it kind of got, I think the energy got sucked out of it on the softer ground. Oh yeah, this thing's wet. Let's clean the disc before you putt. Throw that in there for now. All right. Good birdie to get. hole 9. It says it's about 160 feet. We did move this a bit, so I think it might be a little on the, it might be further than that, but this will be interesting. I usually throw a entropy or deflector at it. Basket is pretty well off to the left from this gap. There's branches choking off the high line, so I like to throw something very overstable, get a good hyzer skip into it. So I'm going to see if I can hit the Envy on enough hyzer to give me that kind of ground play. Actually, I want to try and stand still just for control. Skip. Think I'm on the longer side, but open putt. And by on the longer side, I mean basically pin high. My depth perception sucks. All right. I'll wrap up my one disc round with the R2 Eclipse Envy. Had a lot of fun with it. Definitely some characteristics I noted. I'll talk about that back home. Actually I have my full bag in the car, so I might do another round here with the full bags. I don't think I've ever done one before, or I haven't done one in a while at least, just to, you know, get work with my discs. Might film it, we'll find out. If you see the video, it'll be coming up next probably in the rotation. So with that, back to Shay.
And that'll wrap up my one disc round with the Eclipse R2 Neutron Envy. A lot of fun throwing it because it's an Envy and they're fun to throw. You know, definitely had some good bite on it. I'd say more on the overstable side, not too heavy. It's only a 173 gram, but definitely had some finish. So if you like your overstable Envies, this might be something in your wheelhouse. But keep an eye out for, I believe we already have regular R2 Neutron Envies offered in the R2 Axiom starter packs. So if you want to get your hands on one, there's a way to get it. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a stock release of these in the near future. I mean, it's a good use of R2 plastic. Great mold that everybody loves. And don't know about the Eclipse option, though. They might save this for like special occasions, it seems. I don't believe we've had any stock releases of it just yet. But yeah, really fun disc. Now, as in regard to the theory that R2 doesn't fly as well as other gyro discs, I think I kind of stole it today. The finish on this disc is it's got a good bite at the end, I'll say. Like, it does get to the ground and hooks up a little harder at the end compared to other Envies I've thrown. And I think it might be explained by MVP's one of the recent videos they put out. It was a great basic description of flight numbers and how they work, but also they talked about how overmold influences the disc in relation to those numbers. So one of them is the fade of the disc. Because MVP, allows discs to be more gyroscopically stable and maintain their spin. Because they maintain that spin longer, they kind of have more of a forward pushing hyzer. So where other discs kind of want to just slow down and start falling to the ground, MVP's discs tend to fight and stay up in the air a little bit more, push more forward on the hyzer. But R2 is less gyroscopically stable compared to regular overmold, because this core is comprised of not only, it's basically a mix of everything, including the overmold. So in relation to normal MVP, in gyro discs, the idea is light core, heavy rim. These cores are probably heavier than your standard cores for MVP, which means, it doesn't maintain its spin as well, which means it will kind of fall out of the air or fade more in relation to a other Envy. So I definitely noticed that. This thing had some stability. I was hitting it really hard, and it was, doing some work. So, but in terms of distance, it was kind of hard to check at Tamanend. I really didn't have many chances where I could, fully air one out. That's my fault. I had the first tee, that was it, and like I said, I always underestimate the stability on the Envies and tend to not get them to turn and ride off that first throw. But this boy dumped out pretty hard, so I will play with it a little bit more to let you guys know about the distance check. However, I think there is evidence enough to say it is very possible that you won't get as much distance out of an R2 disc compared to your Neutron, your Proton, your Plasma. But that being said, it's still a great disc, so definitely going to have it in the glow bag just for fun because it's a really sweet disc and I want to throw it. But yeah, this has been my review of the Eclipse R2 Neutron Envy. Just want to thank you guys for all your support. If you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you to my sponsors. For all your disc golf needs, check out Phoenix Discs and Foundation Disc Golf.